What's up, everyone? Today we're going to add Unbound to our pi-hole container, next on Low Res DIY. Have you ever been out in public and you're looking at your phone, who knows, doing whatever, Facebook, if anybody even uses that anymore, and you notice people are peeking over your shoulder, little nosy bastards? Well, basically that's what your internet service provider is doing to you. And let me explain. So you choose an internet service provider. They come in, they give you your free little modem and everything. They set it up for you. You're off and running on the internet. You're happy as can be. But what they're doing is every time you type in a web address that you want to go to, whatever it might be, you type it in. Your computer doesn't know what the actual IP address for that website is. So it goes out of your house into a server that's provided by your internet service provider. It uses another database and it tells it what the IP address for the website you're wanting to go to is. It all gets fed back to your computer here at home, and bam, you go to that website. With that information, they know where you're going, what you're looking at, all that type of stuff. You know, that nosy little bastard looking over your shoulder. So to combat that, when we installed Pi-hole on our R610 back here, we changed it from them to Google's setup. So now instead of going to the server that the ISP is providing, we're going to Google servers. They're going to the databases, getting the addresses for you and bringing them back. So basically you've swapped your local guy for this big giant corporation out there, Google, who's doing the same thing. They're collecting your information and all that. Well, once we get finished installing Unbound, we're going to take those nosy little bastards completely out of it, and your server will be accessing those databases that they use also and getting your web addresses for your for whatever website you're looking up. And it just, you know, it takes that third person or that middleman out of it that just keeps peeking over your damn shoulder. So let's get going on it. All right, before we get started, I just wanted to jump on our Pi-hole installation. And if you haven't installed Pi-hole yet, you can check out this video here. And while you're at it, you might as well install PiVPN with this video here. So the reason we popped over here is I just wanted to show you that it's up and running, it's working. Pi-hole is working properly, it's blocking different websites, and it's reporting back what IP addresses are. So the way it works is you type in a website, it checks with Pi-hole. Pi-hole doesn't know where it is, where it is, because it's not cached or anything. So it jumps out to Cloudflare, which is what we set up as our DNS server when we originally installed this. It gets the IP address for that website. It reports it back to Pi-hole. Pi-hole reports it to your computer, and then you're able to go to that website. So let's jump over, and we're going to install this in our test machine. But let's make sure everything's up to date first with an apt update, and it looks like it's not. So let's go ahead and we're going to do this. Oh no, all packages are up to date. So let's go ahead and install Unbound. This is the web address for this document and the instructions, and as you see right here, setting up Pi-hole as a recursive DNS server. If you want to know what a DNS server is, you can just scroll up, check out the information above it there. It'll tell you everything you want to know, but we're just going to install it. And we're going to start with this command right here, apt install unbound. We don't need the sudo because we're in a container and we're logged in as root. So we'll just copy that, jump over to our container, right click and paste it in. And yes, we want to install it. So it'll run through that real quick. And once the installation process is done, we'll jump back over to our website here, and you can run this command if you want. It's optional, but we're going to create this file here which has that information in it already, so I'm just going to skip that command. So let's highlight this guy, right click, copy, jump back into our container, and we're going to use Nano because that's just what the text editor that I prefer, and we're going to paste that in, and then we'll hit enter. We'll go back over here and we're going to grab all the information right here that they've already set up and provided for you. They've made it really freaking easy. Right click, copy, jump back over to our container, paste it in. We want to hit Control X. Yes, we want to save it, and yes, we want to save it as that name. All right, we're up, we're running already, but let's do a unbound restart. So we'll highlight service unbound restart, copy it, jump back to the container, right click, paste it in there, and hit enter. Then we want to run this command right here, which is just going to test it to make sure that it's actually working. So let's paste it, right click, and it went out to pi-hole.net and it reported back the web address for that website. So we're up and running, everything's good. So with that, oops, let's check out. The next thing we need to do is go back into our installation of Pi-hole, and we need to change our DNS server from Cloudflare, which we chose, and we need to install this, or we need to tell it this one right here. This is the DNS server we're going to use, which just so happens to be what you just created. So we'll copy it. We'll jump over into Pi-hole, settings, DNS. We will check custom, right click and paste that in, and then we'll unclick Cloudflare. Then we'll scroll down and hit save. So now Pi-hole is going to be utilizing Unbound instead of Cloudflare. One thing I want to point out is if you're not using Pi-hole as your DHCP server, we need to scroll back all the way down at the bottom, because I'm not using it. I'm using my Ubiquity stuff. So we want to use conditional forwarding. We want to tell it what the local network is. For me, it's 168.168.1.0. And I don't know if we need a /24 or not, but I'm going to put it in there. And then it wants to know basically your router or your gateway, 192.168.1.1. So let's save it. All right, it made those same saves. Let's go back to our query logs, and it's already starting to utilize port 5335, which tells me that Unbound is working. But let's go ahead and open another tab, and we'll jump over to a different website. Let's say marvel.com. And took a second, but it found it. Let's go back to our logs and do a refresh. And you can see right there, it's changed different things. It's blocked stuff already for us. And it went out, found Marvel, reported it back. It retried a couple of the websites that it wasn't sure about, but it got everything, and it is now up and running. So let's just try one more. Let's try, let's say cnn.net. Yeah, there was my problem. I put net instead of com. Dirt. All right, so it went out, it found it. Let's do refresh our list. Boy, it blocked a lot of stuff from CNN. They've got a lot of advertisements on there. Congratulations, with that quick and easy install, you just took and kicked those nosy little bastards right out of your house. Don't have to worry about them anymore. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and click that like button for me and the subscribe button. And until next time, thanks for watching.